Hello everyone, I'm Suraj Prakash Gupta, an ex-NDA and ex-IIM. I welcome you all to my YouTube channel, The Gurukul for Warriors. I cleared my SSB in my first attempt only from 34 SSB Allahabad in year 2015. And today's video is also about SSB. So I'll be talking about what is SSB, how it is different from corporate interviews, and what are the things which are being assessed in SSB. So I request you all to please stay till end of the video and also subscribe my channel. Any suggestion, please write in the comment box. It helps a lot to make a better video from next time. So if you dream to become an officer in Indian Armed Forces, you need to clear SSB. So if you are planning to do it after class 12th, you need to give NDA NA written examination which is conducted by UPSC. Once you clear your NDA NA written examination, then you are eligible to give SSB. Same if you are planning to do it after graduation, you need to write CDS, OTA and FCAT examinations. That's again conducted by UPSC. Once you clear this examination, you get a chance to give SSB. There is also one special entry that is for NCC people. If you have a C certificate, you have completed the NCC training, then you are eligible to give SSB directly. But the number of seats vary. The least is in NCC special entry and the maximum is in NDA. So you need to understand, once you clear your written examination, you report to SSB centers where your document verification is done. So what is SSB? SSB is like Service Selection Board interview. So it goes for 5 days. It's not like just you go and give an interview for 1 hour and you come just like in corporate. No, it's a complete process for 5 days where the first day your screening is done. So I'll make a very separate video on screening test talking about each steps how screening is done. So in the screening process, once you clear the screening test, almost 70% people are eliminated and the rest 30% goes for further test which are for the next 4 days, which includes psychological test, a personal interview and ground task where your team abilities are checked. So and then you have a conference where they decide whether you should be recommended to join Indian Armed Forces or not. So it's a very smooth and well designed process to check whether a person is fit for Indian Armed Forces or not. So every year we have some kind of vacancy. It's not necessary that we have to fill that vacancy completely. Many times happen that very less people are recommended and the vacancies goes empty only. Irrespective, where in corporate, where if the number of seats are fixed, if number of people applies, they are selected, the top people are selected and they are given the job. So one major difference is that it's not necessary that it's the number, the seats should be filled. It's more important to check whether you are fit for armed forces or not. So one thing which is very important for Indian Armed Forces is that OLQ. That's called officer like qualities. These are 15 in number, which includes like effective intelligence, initiatives, decision making ability. In my coming videos, I'll be talking about each of these OLQs in very detail. So tuned in. In corporate, generally the skill set are checked. For example, if I need a software developer, I do not bother whether he has a good lecturate values, what kind of leadership quality he have. I just check him on the basis of his software developing skills, and if that is fit, I'll select him. So that is in corporate. But in SSB, it's not like that. It is, they check you on your leadership qualities, your adaptability, your teamwork, lot of things they check on, and then they decide whether you should be recommended or not. Now I'll give you a very small example how these assessors assess you. For example, so basically there are three main assessors. One is the psychologist, the other is the interviewing officer, and one is the ground task officer. So just it's a very random example. So once you go through your psychology test, so the psychologist will say, okay, I think this person is like a giraffe. He'll create kind of image or impression of yourself. Then you go for an interview. The interview again goes very long. It's not less than 30-40 minutes. Mine to went for almost 1.5 hours. So in that they try to understand you. They ask about your past, present, future, and they try to create a kind of image of yourself. Now the interviewing officer create an image that you are like a horse. Same when you go for your GTO task where your team ability is checked, your reflexes are checked, your adaptability is checked in a team. He will create an image on your performance, and suppose he decide, okay, you looks you he, for him you are like a fox. So on the on the conference table when they sit and they discuss about your case, so all three will have a different kind of image for you, and then you are not selected because they will think you have given three different kind of perception to three different people. So why does this happen? Generally, when you take a coaching, so example, generally I've seen aspirants in coaching that they will focus a lot on psychology, on WAT, SRT and TATs. So their psychology grows a lot as compared to the other two parts, and then the image difference creates. So what you write in your psychology doesn't match in your interview and doesn't match on your ground, so it creates a kind of difference. So it's very important to be what you are, be natural. So for example, whatever you write in your psychology, the same thing should reflect in your interview, the same should reflect in your ground test, then only you are recommended. And that reflection is fit for army or not, then you are recommended. Sorry. So first thing should be that all three images should match, and then whether that image is fit for armed forces or not, that is being checked. So this is a complete process of SSB. Don't worry, I'll make each part of it in very detail, like screening one part, like psychology test one part. I'll make a detailed video of that. This video is just to give you an overview and how it is different from corporate interviews. Now also one thing which I talked about was officer like qualities. So it's very very important, and mostly I have seen that people try to learn it, that see, officer like quality is something which you have to inculcate, and it doesn't come in 5-10 days. It's a whole process of 10, like at least 2-3 months, I think. That's art of your life. You need to inculcate that in your daily behavior. So if you really want to become Indian Armed Forces officer, you need to inculcate that OLQ within you and start replicating that. For example, a very basic example, suppose you enter into a mall, the guard just joins his hand and salutes you. What do? You walk very like, oh, he's giving me that kind of salutation and I'll not acknowledge him. Try to acknowledge it. So that is your kind of behavioral change which has to be made. So and that doesn't come in 1 or 2 days. You cannot fake in front of those people. I'm telling you, they're so experienced. You will have your interview will be taken by your officer who is of a brigadier or major general rank. Like you, he has on a daily basis he sees 50 to 100 people like you. He can easily catch you, okay, from which coaching institute you are coming from, what type of behavior you have. So if you are thinking that I'll make fool of them or I'll try to fake them, it's not going to happen. You need to inculcate all this behavior within you. So now how to start? So many I get a lot of questions that how to start my preparation. Like I'm giving my in my written examination, then I have my SSB. So how I can start my SSB preparation right now? So what you can do is start reading about defense, try to improve your communication skill, and try to inculcate this officer like quality, so that once you clear your written, you have to not focus much on OLQs, that will be within you. So I'm going to launch a course on officer like qualities in very details. We'll have 15 to 16 videos talking about each OLQs in detail. So stay tuned in, and thank you so much.